What's up, guys? What are you saying? Javen here, back for another show. Just wanted to. I know it's been like 2 weeks or it's been a while. But you know, just trying to find the content. By the way, guys, I'm not really. Let me tell you one thing right now. I'm not really in the business of putting out something just for the sake of doing it. Like, if something's really not popping, I ain't got nothing to show, I won't put it out there. I'd rather, you know, talk about something proper that you lot will actually listen to, or actually just I find generally interesting rather than just ticking a box. You know, you may get more shows from me quickly, or you may go, like, there might be like a, you know, normally there's like a week between each show. But if it takes a bit longer than that, because there's really nothing popping, then so be it. Anyway, guys, please hit the like button on this video. Please hit the like button, really important. Please get this seen to many people as possible. And also, if you're new around here, please hit the subscribe button, guys. You'll hit your subscribe button, missing out on a lot of content. And guys, also, because this channel's just not about just about me. It's about you guys as well. You lot that watch, you lot that like to pay attention to whatever I say. You know, I actually put a poll. I put in the community section of the YouTube channel. If there's any topics, feel free to comment. No one comment on it. That's fine. If you got nothing to suggest, that's cool. But it is there if you need it. Do comment if you've saw a topic. There's not a guarantee or promise that I will talk about that particular topic, but it's just a suggestion. Just a suggestion, just for, you know, something that I've maybe not thought about or something that you've seen. Then I'll do my best to, like, you know, research it, look around it, see what it is. Or I am aware of something that's happened, but I didn't personally think that I was gonna go and talk about it at all. But then you decided it, so then I decided, you know what, let me go talk about it. Yeah, that being said, yeah. So obviously, yeah, it's January. Like, people say that time goes quick in January, December. I think it's gone quite quick. Some people say it's long. You know, I think a lot of people say that's because of when they got paid or something. They got to wait long pay days, so it's like, what, 5 weeks or something. Got paid just before Christmas, and then they got to wait after what Christmas would be in January. Like, so they probably thought, okay, cool. Yeah, I put, like, again. You know, January's getting lighter as well now, so that's good. So guys, today I want to talk about well, it's not a good thing, but it's actually good. It's actually concerned with the United States. It's around like capital punishment, so like the death penalty. Dare I say it? So basically, in the United States, everyone that probably knows already, there we have something called the death penalty. That's around in some states where if depending on the crime, you can get basically executed. Basically, we used to have the death penalty in the United Kingdom. That was abolished in 1960, I believe. So if you think about it, not that long ago. What, 1960? What's that? Oh God. 64 years ago. Am I right? Yeah, 64 years ago. 64 years ago now. Not that long ago since we had capital punishment here, where it was abolished. But yeah, they've got it in the US still. People, there's a lot of people that are for it, a lot of people against it. I'll go into all that afterwards when I talk about this stuff. But yeah, so interesting, well, not interesting, it's not really good. On the news recently, there's this person that was on death row who's actually been executed now, that goes by the name of Kenneth Smith. So he's actually in Alabama, which is a state that does the death penalty. A lot of these southern states do it. This has caused a lot of controversy because this is around this new method. Apparently, he's the first person to get executed by this, called nitrogen gas. So I'm going to read this article and I'll talk about. I'm going to elaborate. It's a bit longer than usual, but yeah. So Kenneth Smith is Alabama prisoner, struggled for his life in nitrogen gas execution. The subheading: we didn't see somebody go unconscious in 30 seconds. What we saw was minutes of someone struggling for their life, one of the witnesses said. So let me try and speed through this. Convicted murderer Kenneth Smith, 58, was put to death after the US Supreme Court declined a legal bid to halt his sentence. His official time of death was 8:25 p.m. on Thursday, so that's 2:25 UK time. According to witnesses, the execution took about 22 minutes and Smith appeared to remain conscious for several minutes. For at least 2 minutes, he appears to shake and writhe, sometimes pulling against the restraint. That was followed by several minutes of heavy breathing until breathing was no longer perceptible. State authorities had predicted unconsciousness within seconds and death within minutes. In a final statement, Smith said, "Tonight, Alabama causes humanity to take a step backwards. I'm leaving with love, peace, and light." He made the "I love you" sign towards his wife and other family members who were witnesses. "Thank you for supporting me. Love all of you," Smith said. The use of nitrogen gas is highly controversial, and critics say it's cruel and experimental. It had never been used before anywhere. It involves clamping a mask tightly to the face, covering the mouth and nose. The mask is then fed with nitrogen gas. The person continues to breathe normally, but with no oxygen present, the body gradually shuts down until death occurs. Effectively, they are suffocated. Reverend Jeff Hood, who witnessed the execution, said the reality did not match Alabama's predictions of a quick death. "We didn't see somebody go unconscious in 30 seconds. What we saw was minutes of someone struggling for their life," he said. Heaving back and forth, we saw spit, we saw all sorts of stuff develop from the mask. The mask was tied to the gurney, ripping his head back and forth over and over again. So Smith was convicted in the 1988 murder for hire killing of Elizabeth Sennett. Prosecutors said he was one of two men who were each paid $1,000 to kill Miss Sennett on behalf of her pastor husband, who was deeply in debt and wanted to collect on insurance. Oh my God, imagine that, you're a pastor and you're ordering someone to get killed for money. Can't make this up, but we'll go into that in a minute. She was found with 8 stab wounds to the chest and 1 in each side of her neck. The other killer, John Forrest Parker, was executed in 2010. In a statement, Alabama State Governor Kay Ivey said, "On March 18th, 1988, 45-year-old Elizabeth Sennett's life was brutally taken from her by Kenneth Eugene Smith. After more than 30 years and attempt after attempt to gain the system, Mr. Smith has answered for his horrendous crimes." The execution was lawfully carried out by nitrogen hypoxia, the method previously requested by Mr. Smith as an alternative to lethal injection. At long last, Mr. Smith got what he asked for, and this case can finally be put to rest. "I pray that Elizabeth Sennett's family can receive closure after all these years dealing with that great loss." So this is a frontier for US execution. So between 7:53 p.m. and 8:25 p.m. last night in a small city of Atmore, Alabama, a 58-year-old man died in a way no human has ever been before. So Kenneth Eugene Smith was strapped to a gurney and had a mask placed over his face. Through the mask, a lethal dose of nitrogen gas was administered. Until then, it was an untested method to execute a death row prisoner. Smith, the definition of a human guinea pig. Before the execution, Alabama state experts had suggested it would take 40 seconds for Smith to be rendered unconscious, but 5 media witnesses said that for between 2 and 4 minutes he shook and writhed on the gurney, and for several minutes after that was breathing heavily. But the Alabama Department of Corrections had a different version of events, asked them how the experiment went, and they hailed it a success. So it says, "Mum got justice. Alabama has achieved something historic," says State Attorney General Steve Marshall. "Like most states, Alabama has made the judgment that some crimes are so horrific that they warrant the ultimate penalty. But anti-death penalty activists have worked to nullify that moral judgment through pressure campaigns against anyone assisting states in the process. They don't care that Alabama's new method is humane and effective because they know it is also easy to carry out." Reverend Hood has said Smith had a final meal of T-bone steak, hash browns, toast and eggs in steak sauce. The son of Smith's victim spoke to the media. So he said, nothing happens here today. It's going to bring mum back. It's kind of a bittersweet day. He said, we're not going to be jumping around, whooping and holler, hooray, and all that. I'll end by saying Elizabeth Dorling Sennett got her justice tonight. Smith's execution comes after he survived a botched lethal injection in 2022 when officials tried unsuccessfully for hours to put an intravenous line into his body. The incident helped prompt a review of the state's death penalty procedures. The Supreme Court justices declined to uphold Smith's legal challenges that claimed a second execution attempt. After the first failure caused him severe trauma, would violate the US Constitution's 8th Amendment protections against cruel and unusual punishment. However, the decision was not unanimous, with 3 justices voting to halt the execution. Having failed to kill Smith on his first attempt, Alabama has selected him as its guinea pig to test a method of execution never attempted before. Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote, saying she would have granted the injunction. The world is watching. Just minutes before the execution was carried out, the Supreme Court refused for a second time to intervene. Okay, guys, so I know that was a long read, but yeah, so this guy, so the reason why he was on death row in the first place is because he killed a 45-year-old lady in 1988, which is what, 34 years, no, what am I doing? 36 years ago now, 36 years ago. And that was basically, he was basically a hitman, basically. So he was $1,000. So, by the way, I'm not. People really out here doing this for $1,000 shouldn't be doing it for any money, really. Yeah, taking someone's life. I think all life is precious. I don't think anyone's got the right to take life away like that. And for $1,000, something not right with you in the head, right? The other person that was involved got executed in 2010. So that's what, 14 years ago now. Yeah, damn, time's gone by. So this nitrogen gas thing, so that sounded disturbing, right? It's done inhumane. It was basically they're describing it as an experiment. It's not been tried before. Apparently, he requested something different from lethal injection. But what I heard also, not in this article for the news, apparently a lot of companies. So with this the method of lethal injection in like America, of how the main way that they do the majority of executions are done through lethal injection, where it's to be like painless really. They inject basically poison into your body, and then you basically just come unconscious and you die. That's basically how it's supposed to be, from my understanding of lethal injection. But I think apparently a lot of the drug companies, they're no longer supplying the drugs for it or something along the line. That's what I heard apparently, and I could be wrong. But that's what apparently that came out. So obviously they've got other methods. Yeah, the other methods that are still used, but not as common as the lethal injection, such as you've got the electric chair. That is used in some states. I think Florida uses the electric chair. I think they do. There's all kinds of methods that they do to execute people. But my thing is about this whole thing. So honestly, this is a show that I'll talk about another time within a group as well. So my thing with this whole thing though, so it's like this happened in 1988. Yeah. Now there's a timeline. There's I know there's like with any crime, whether it's in America, the US, the United States Kingdom, other countries across the world. It's not just done a crime in jail. That's it. There's also a process of legal proceedings, lawyers, attorneys, court dates. Evidence has to be gathered. They've got to make sure that it all makes sense. It all adds up. All that kind of stuff. But there's two people, right? And obviously I'm making it a bit more simpler than it is, but it's like the other guy that was involved done it at the same time as this person who's now dead, right? And he got executed in 2010, so this is like 14 years on. So I don't understand, like, my thoughts is, and this is the thing I find weird about America, like they do this thing, I think like this, I think they're a bit, I don't know. People are gonna disagree with me or agree with me. It's, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I I don't personally believe in the death penalty. If I'm honest, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's right. I don't think anyone has the right to decide who lives and who dies. Yeah, I'm not saying that the families can't be aggrieved and hate the person. You can feel whatever you want. I understand all that, right? And then someone might say to me, "But what if it was your family? How would you feel?" Yeah, I'll take that person. Now, if that family wishes something happens to that person, so be it. That person's you wish something happens to that person. But it's like the whole thing about like a judge, because think about it, the family doesn't actually decide that they get executed. It's a judge who is in a workplace, and I don't want to go into make it this too long, right? About the ins and outs, the for's and against, but it's just, I'm just thinking like, depending on the day, right? And then this is the moment person, like, what right has that person got to decide who gets executed? You know what I'm saying? There's all these things about, like even quickly, they get the wrong person. Too late. You can't like say, oh yeah, sorry, we got the wrong person now. It's done. Now in this case, it looks like he was the person, but the point is, it's just like a lot of states I know have now abolished the death penalty. People say eye for an eye, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, to me, it's like, if anything, and by the way, I saw that again, I don't believe in it, but I would quote unquote understand more if it happened, right? In like the late 80s, even like it was in like 89, but like 36 years on. So you keep someone in like for like 30 plus years, because this is common. It's very common for people in death row. I've seen so many of these documentaries like Life on Death Row, and they've been on there for like 25 years, 30 years, lining up for all this time, and it's like, oh yeah, after 30 years we're gonna call you all of a sudden. We're gonna get witnesses to come in. They get to watch you through a glass. I think some glass bowl. They just stand there like I don't know, like motionless objects, or like zombies just staring at you, watching the process of you getting strapped and being restrained and just like being like held, that pinned, I don't know, wherever you, and then they just watch the process happen, and then I just find that taps, man. I just find that weird, man, and like it's just like I don't know, something just doesn't sit right with me, the whole procedure, like the whole process, the lead up. It's like, if you're gonna do that, not like believing it again, like why not more close to there? And I get, yes, there's court proceedings. They've got to make sure that they because they don't always get it right. Even they don't always get it right, as proven many times. But it's like there's got to be like a case, a jury, and all that. But it's like, what, all this time, the appeals, man, to me it seems a bit mad. But it's not interesting, guys. I think this whole thing, like, obviously, like, the whole point of, they say, but we're finding the humane way of putting you down. It's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's not. I don't think what people think they're getting justice. I don't think I don't think it really is. I think it's retribution. I think it's coming from a sense of vengefulness. It's more about that. I don't think it's really the justice, man. Yeah. I'm not, by the way, I don't know this guy. I'm not saying that I feel type of what I'm thinking from. I don't know this person, but I just don't know. The process just seems a bit all weird to me. The way it's all set up and the whole thing. I think as a society, we should move away from that kind of stuff. Now, obviously, if someone's in an immediate threat to life, like someone's got guns, obviously someone has to be put down there on the spot. But the whole process, this crime, someone else has the same kind of crime, they don't get put down, someone else does. It's kind of like luck. It's like luck of the, well, I don't say luck, but it's luck of the draw, like roulette or red or black. It just seems a bit mad. But yeah, the fact that someone's a pastor, this is how you know that the world is so like messed up. Like $1,000 a debt in insurance, so you get rid of your wife. You hire someone to get rid of your wife. You're meant to get a pastor. This is all like messed up, right? This whole, and I just find America weird, very weird, a weird country. I don't really like America, if I'm honest. I went as a kid, I enjoyed it as a kid, but I just find I find it better. I find it very like weird and strange. And I'm happy that the UK don't have the death penalty anymore. I don't see some people believe that it should be brought back. I think that's a slippery slope. I think we've gone past that done times of doing those methods. You know, I mean, we look at America a lot. I don't see America as a good example for things, if I'm honest. Like, but yeah, man. I just find the whole thing weird. And obviously, it's unfortunate what happened to the woman, and obviously, rest in peace to her. But even like the Sons are saying, look, he's not jumping up and down because as time, it doesn't get easier. I can't imagine it doesn't get any easier for them, but it's just the whole, and you don't even have to like, you can really hate the person, you can dislike them, you can just hate this person, you can think they're scum on the earth, probably is. But it's just, he's saying that his wife was watched as well. Now, his wife is witnessing him, her husband, who murdered this woman, be put down, but she's doing it to see that her husband for the last time. I just find the whole psychology just all a bit mad, man. You know? I don't know. And the whole like last meal, get to question last meal. Some people argue, Watson, like did the person that got murdered get to choose their last meal? Why should you choose your last meal? Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. I think a lot of it lacks consistency as well. Like for even people that do believe in the death penalty, do you think basically what I'm trying to ask you guys, and before I'm making if I will talk to other people on the show one day, bring this subject up again, I'll elaborate a lot further and give my full ideas behind it. But what's your guys' thoughts? What do you believe in the death penalty? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Do you think we have the right as human beings, because we're all fallible, we'll have the right to decide who lives and who dies based on that? Do you think there's inconsistencies with it? Do you think it's a hard one for me. Well, hard for everybody, but I personally just don't mess with it, if I'm honest. But yeah, guys, please like this video, comment, please engage. Feel free to engage. I will answer all the comments. I do that my best to answer all the comments. Engage. Like the video. Stay tuned. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. Putting out more content. I'm trying to grow this channel, get this channel as far as possible. Enjoy it. But yeah, I'm out. Peace, guys.